Hello and welcome to Sebring for the fifth and final round of the South African simGT series. My name is Jason Holden-Jones and I'm joined in the commentary booth by Werner Heenop. Welcome, Werner.
Thank you very much, Jason.
And I think we're in for an exciting final round of the top split of the South African simGT series. Not quite the final race of the South African simGT as a whole, as we have the challenge split, the second split to this round happening on Wednesday evening. But this is it for these 20 drivers this evening. And Gabriel Rousseau, having wrapped up the Drivers' Championship already at Road America, not racing this evening. And of course, it had an unbeaten run, 4 victories from 4 races. And this evening will produce a new winner for the season. And I'm excited to find out who that will be.
Yes, Gabriel Rousseau not racing today, but he got 4 wins out of 4 races, putting it at Mugello, Monza, Road Atlanta and Road America. Unfortunately, we don't have Marcus Steyn here. He's currently second in the championship, 15 points behind Gabriel Rousseau. Third, it's Leslie Oliphant, 132 points, followed 5 points behind him by Bashir Jadwat in fourth. Teams championship, if I'm right, has also been decided, Jason.
Yes, that's quite right. As Marcus is not racing this evening and Grossworks is not a replacement for him, that does basically hand the championship to mixed racing. So and those drivers are Gabriel Rousseau, Amrish Sinarain, Wayne Wortley, and this evening here James replaces Gabriel Rousseau. So it's the Audi out for the Nissan in. Gabriel out and Cat in that car. It's great to have Cat James, the 2016 Drivers' Champion in South African simGT, join the field once again. And let's see what he can produce. We're looking very quick in practice. And let's see what he can do in qualifying as well.
He was also the top qualifier in the last chance qualifier, doing the 2 minutes, 0.2 seconds, just narrowly missing out on the 2-minute barrier. We've seen practice that Jadwat did go sub 2 minutes. Looking at the track at the moment, Tim Smith leading out the pack. He's followed by Wortley and Babida, Watson and McGeer. Nobody posted a time as of yet. Only did they out laps. We're 4 minutes, 3 minutes into the session, 11 minutes remaining in this qualifying.
It'll be interesting to see if of course we're going to have a new race winner for the season, but which car will it be? Will the Audis continue their dominant run this season, making it 5 wins out of 5 races, or will it be a Nissan perhaps? I see that Wayne Wortley and Cat James have been terribly fast over the weekend, and I think we're going to see the same thing here in qualifying. Or will Bashir Jadwat spoil that party, or perhaps somebody else will. It's a long race, 90 minutes. It's all to play for.
So Tim Smith is rounding the last turn now to put in his first timed lap. 2 minutes, 1.5 seconds. Then he gets followed by Wortley and Mabida. Very, very close. Mabida only 0.03 of a second behind Smith.
So Werner, cracking lap time there by Tim Smith starting off, but he's so soon dropped down to 3rd position as Jadwat and Swanepoel both go faster. 2:00 to 7:68 for Jadwat. I think we've seen him go a second faster, Werner, in that final practice run.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, he did a 1:59.8, somewhere about there. Okay. It'll be interesting to see where Gert James slots in at a 2:06.4. So not one of his best laps.
Now we see Leslie Oliphant up into provisional pole position with 2:005. Heineke too up into 3rd. So the Audi is showing its pace, top 3 for the moment. Then we have the BMW of Carl Swanepoel.
James now is 3/10 up on his last lap. So again, he's not really quite getting the hammer down. We've got a whole train of drivers coming across the start-finish line. Now Hodgson, Smith, Wortley, Mabida, McGeer also following in behind. And we got Wortley going fast as provisional pole position, 2 minutes with 2:65. Also saw Mabida going up to 4th, McGeer moving up to 8th position. That relegates Willifant down to 2nd, Jadwat to 3rd right now. Rocky also putting in a fantastic lap, 2:01.8. Now Edwards coming around the last turn, followed by Jadwat and James. Edwards improving by 1 position, Jadwat. James goes 2nd fastest, only 1/10 behind Wortley. Jadwat not improving on his time. And we got Jacobs now going around the last turn. I don't think he improved on his time, still in 11th position. 7.5 minutes remaining, so we're halfway into this qualifying session. Smith, Wortley and Mabida still going on 1 stint. They haven't made a stop. All the other drivers did stop for new tyres. We've got Crawford now coming around the last turn. I don't think he's posted a time yet. Goes over the start finish line, and okay, that was an out lap for him. And we got Hodgson. Hodgson moves up to 10th, 2:01.8.
It's so interesting seeing the Nissan Social. Well, they were strong in practice through the weekend, as I did say, and they're currently 1st and 2nd in this mixed racing. So, cracking performance so far. And then, the 2 Nissans in front. Then we have 2 Audis, Willifant and Jadwat, right on the tail by 3-4 tenths off the pace. And then we've got the first Porsche, Mabida, 5th position.
Jadwat is half a second down, no more than a half second, 9/10 down on his delta as he crosses the start-finish line now. He should go first. Yes, he does. 1:59.776. Now we got low. So Willifant's also rounding the last bend now, but okay, this is out lap, so he's starting a flying lap now. You got Jacobs 1/10 down on his delta. James also on his out lap, starting his flying lap now.
Let's see if the mixed racing Nissans can respond to Jadwat's absolute fly of lap time. Jadwat's got half a second on Wortley and 6/10 on James. And they've got 5 minutes remaining in the session. Let's see what they can do about them. We're going to follow Wayne around the circuit. But it looks like he's currently on an out lap for the moment. 3 seconds down in his delta time. And while he does that, let's have a look down the field. Willifant now up for almost 4/10 of a second. Wow, this could give him 2nd position on the grid if he keeps this up. We're going to go on board with Willifant.
Down on this lap. He needs those 3/10 if he wants to get into the top 3 positions. Lindsay Ray goes up to 10th.
Yeah, Willifant now over half a second quicker.
Kia goes 8th. Everybody improving on their times now. Baroque is coming down the last stretch, but he's not going to improve. Wortley, he's starting his flying lap now. Holden-Jones around the last turn, also starting his flying lap. 4 minutes remaining, a chance for 2, maybe 3 laps.
Great drive there by Oliphant out of that corner. It's going to do 7/10 better. He goes second. Wow. 1:59.821. That's half a tenth. Werner, wow.
Oh, very close. Good work.
Wow.
When I saw the practice, I was worrying that it was going to be a runaway for Jadwat, but Oliphant's going to give him a very good run for his money.
Yeah, James popped up into third. He's taken third position away from teammate Wortley. So just 6/100ths of a second quicker than Wortley there, but gives him third position. A bit of a gap, half a second back to Mabila in fifth position. And expect a better run from Crawford down in 19th position. That's unlike him to be down there. So let's really see what he can produce on an outlap currently.
Hodgson stopped. I see he wasn't improving. Oh, he spun actually. Only driver currently down on his delta looks to be Holden-Jones. He's 8/10ths down. He's currently in 16th position, so he can improve considerably.
Yes.
I think he can go up to 12th, maybe 11th. Does move up to 12th. Really fun coming around, but he's 1.5 tenths down on his delta. Looking at all the drivers, I don't see significant improvement around the field except for Hodgson. He's in 14th after his spin at the last bend. He's now 3.5 tenths down on his best time. Still got half a lap to go. This track 5.8 kilometers long with 17 turns. Jason, it is a very technical track.
Yes, it is, absolutely. It's a track that sort of forces you to chase the throttle as much as you can. So a lot of stop-start corners with the long corner at the end. And it does certainly test your braking skill, especially over the bumps. This track's known for being very, very bumpy. You need to be very good under brakes, and let's see to get your shock absorber settings basically for the suspension as good as you can get them, because it demands that.
Yeah.
Big mistake there for Hodgson into turn one. He's lost all his good work, but he'll have time for another run.
Wortley is going to have a slight improvement, and he goes 1,000th of a second ahead of Chad James for third.
Wow.
Cannot get closer than that. Smith currently in 10th. He is 500s down. He's losing time down the back straight. He's not going to improve. Rocky is a second down on his delta. We are into overtime, so the guys that finished across the finish line now will not get another shot at that. Loubser in 17th. Oh, makes a big mistake. Loses half a second. He was 6/10ths down on his time. You see Jacobs in 12th is 3/10ths down. He's currently coming down the back straight. James also, he's going to get a chance to put in another lap. He's 4/10ths down on his delta.
Wow.
And that could potentially put him, 5/10ths. He can
it's
go
all
first.
about that. Yeah, it's all about that last corner, Werner.
Last right-hander, can he keep it together? It is tricky, you need to manage the speed in and out here, and I think...
No, it's losing time.
No,
it's
so close.
Oh, he's got it! Oh! Wow!
8 thousandths of a second. Brilliant.
What a return for the
Great
2016 Drivers' Champion, Cat James. Puts it on provisional pole position. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to have a shot at him. I don't think so.
Is 9 tenths down, but he is all the way back in 16th. His teammate Hodgson is 1 tenth down on his best lap. Wortley is also coming around the last bend now. He's 1 tenth down, so he's not going to quite catch Willifant. Mabida still coming around. He was down on his delta, but he's losing time. And just Barocchi, we're waiting for him. He's in 7th, last driver around the last bend. He's 2 tenths down at this stage, and he could actually go 1 position up and pass Swanepoel. No, just out of time.
Session is over. Well, I think that's the closest qualifying session we've had for the entire season.
Yeah,
and, absolutely unbelievable. Stuff. Cracking stuff by Cat James right at the death. And he's got it. Congratulations to him.
Cat James on pole position, only 8 thousandths of a second in front of Judd Watt in second. Judd Watt, he posted a time, a sub 2 minute time, as well as did Leslie Willifant in third position. Wortley with a 2 minute 01. Mabida in fifth, and the Porsche, he's got 2 minutes 0.4 seconds. Swanepoel in sixth, 2 minutes 9. So quite a big gap going from fourth to sixth, from Wortley, Willifant, Jadwat, and James in front. Then in seventh we got Barocchi, very close to Swanepoel. Barocchi in seventh. Heenop 201.035, followed closely by McGeer in ninth, and then Chase Gunther qualified in 10th position.
So we're about a minute away before the start of this formation lap, where Cat James will lead the field around. And he'll be gathering himself up to that cracking qualifying session. He'll be fired up about that. And let's see what he can do in the race. First time we've seen a non-Audi on pole position this season, of course. And that is the Nissan GTR of Cat James. And yeah, let's see what happens throughout the opening stages of this race. Don't forget that each driver must do a pit stop. One mandatory pit stop is required. And yeah, I'm interested to see what tyre choices the drivers do go for and how that impacts their runs.
Looking at the championship standings, Jadwat is currently in fourth in the championship. Considering that he qualified second, if things were to stay like that, he would move up to second in the championship, followed by Willifant third. However, still a lot to go. We're going to have 44 laps, of which one is a pace lap and 43 race laps. James out in front. This is turn 3, left-hander, followed by turn 4, right-hander. Very technical part. This into straight again into turn 5, the left-hander. Then there's a long turn 6, right-hander into a 400 meters small back straight. Leads into a hairpin here at the end, turn 7. You can see Cat James, also a hard braking area this to the hairpin. And there's a small kink in the track going into turn 8. Followed by turn 9, this left-hander here, the Fangio. Then there's a sort of a 90-degree right-hander, turn 10. We get on board 11, left-hander here, then to turn 12 and another 90-degree right-handed turn 13, also called Tower Bend. Then there is the second straight, it leads up to Bishop, turn 14, it's left-hander. And then to turn 15, small left-hander going into the Le Mans corner, turn 16, and then onto this long back straight, 750-meter back straight that goes into turn 17, sweeping right-handed. Goes on to the start-finish line. I see Jadwat make
Actually passed before the start line.
I think he made a mistake. I think he thought it was race on. Not waiting for the start-finish line.
Yes, so 2 Audis being a bit too hastily after the start there. That was going to be reviewed after the race, unfortunately. They're not meant to pass before the start finishing straight. But anyway, off we go.
I think Gerhard James is definitely going to notice that that infringement there from Jadwat and Willifant. He's going to keep that in the back of his mind, probably thinking that there will be a penalty. Absolutely.
But unfortunately, they'll be reviewed after the race. But we'll stick to the action at hand. This lap 1, and Jadwat is leading the way ahead of Willifant. James in 3rd with teammate Wortley close behind in 4th. And let's see if those Nissans can catch up to the Audis again. They're right with them. And they'll be wanting to be with those Audis down the back straight to hopefully challenge them.
See, we've got some action in the back. Harrod, Craft and Wesley Ferrante both went off track. Losing a lot of time. The Ferrante fell all the way to the back of the field. Craft losing 5 positions there. Edwards also having trouble at the back. Jadwat leading this race. He's got quite a gap, 1.3 seconds. He's opening that up to Willifant in 2nd place. 1.5 seconds to James. I don't think he expected this. He's losing 2 positions before the race starts.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, he's not going to let it go. The way I know him, he's going to fight all the way.
This might just light the fire for Gerhard James, and these 2 are going to feel his wrath. Let's see.
He's got nothing to lose. I mean, he's standing in for Gabriel Rousseau.
Absolutely. Yeah, and of course, as you said, their team's really wrapped up the team's championship. And yeah, nothing to lose for the 2 Nissans. Yes, Gerhard James is going to run on Willifant around the outside. He's going to make the move stick. Wow, around the outside. Who says the Nissan isn't agile? Sweeps around the you could say the best car in the corners, the Audi, and the Nissan just goes right around. And as I say, James will be fired up after that race start infringement. And he will want to get back past those Audis on merits just to prove a point. And yeah, Gerhard James is a South African simGT Oval Drivers Championship champion himself. And he's showing exactly why right now. And he's got his teammate Wayne Wortley starting to challenge Willifant as well. And James is going after Jadwat. And he's got his sights on him. And James has got just under 2 seconds to claw back on Jadwat. And look who's in 5th position, Bongi Mabida, in the Netcare 911 Porsche. He's right there, and he's just a second behind Wortley, but looking very dangerous. That Porsche is very strong down the straights too. And behind Mabida we've got Carl Swanepoel in the KDS Motorsport BMW. So having a good run so far. And then Justin Barocchi is there in 7th position. Heineke in 8th. McGear in 9th. And Chase Gunter rounds up your top 10 for the moment. But interesting battle going on here.
Heineke, Barocchi, McGear, Gunther and Lindsay Ray all had an incident on that lap. Losing a lot of time, as did Loubser and Edwards. Coming to the finish of the 2nd race lap, and Nazim Edwards moving up 3 positions from 19th to 16th. While Gerhard Craft losing out 5 places from the starting place.
As you see,
Now
Mike
we're looking at
McGear
Mike McGear.
powering past Chris Heenop for 8th position down the back straight.
Oh, and there's Gunther in the back. He's going very wide. I thought he lost it, but he keeps it together as he comes up to the start-finish line. He's closely followed by, who's that behind? Smith. Back with Gerard James. He's 7 seconds behind Judd Watt. There's Eagley still under pressure from Ferrand. Oh, sorry, Wortley. 3 race laps in, and we've already had 18 overtakes in this race. Smith goes past Heenop, losing 2 positions to Gunther and Smith. I see Judd Watt is on the medium tyres. James, Wortley and Nissans, they're both on softs.
Okay, interesting.
On mediums. And the rest of the field are mediums except for McGear and Holden-Jones, also on the softs. So the softs are James, Wortley, McGear and Holden-Jones. Very eager to pass, to get past.
Oh, it's been a mistake! Just clipped the curb on the inside and unsettled the car, and around he goes. He's falling back, down in 7th position.
Took an awful lot of time to recover there, and he's still dropping off. He's going to slot in behind. Is that Hodgson? Yes, that's Hodgson. Wortley dropping. Was running at 4th, losing 10 positions there, very costly.
Just using a bit too much curb, unfortunately, and yeah, there's nothing much you could do about it. Around when the Nissan is trying a move on Hodgson, but those tyres will be a bit overheated for the moment, and now under pressure from Shan Lopesha in the against all odds racing Porsche. Judd Watt is escaping up the road at tune of, he's got about a 2-second gap back to James. And Heenop puts a move on Smith for 8th position.
Last lap was 2:19 as we see Tim Smith going off the track, and then Chase Gunther bouncing on that mistake line. I think Smith was trying to make a move on Heenop, running in 8th. Losing some time as well. He went off in lost 2 seconds. See Judd Watt's really pushing the pace now, putting in at 2:09.9, and he is pulling away from Gerard James. Gerard James, he put in his last lap. Oh, it was 2:09. 2 minutes and 0.909 and in 2 minutes 0.903. So Gerard James 6,000ths of a second faster than Judd Watt, so nothing really happening to that gap. Rocky in the pits. Yeah, some kind of problem. I think he may have hit the wall at back with Jadwat out in front. That gap 2.5 seconds to James in second. Olifanti third, 3 seconds behind James. Rocky coming out of the pits now. Stop was 1 minute 15 seconds, so he definitely made repairs to that Porsche. James losing 0.3 of a second to Jadwat on that lap, as I see Smith made a move on Gunther, and Hodgson losing 2 places to Lopesha immediately.
James has only closed the gap to Jadwat by what, 3/4 of a second. So Jadwat's starting to really go into terms of that Nissan. But from what I understand, Werner is on the soft tire. Is that correct?
He's on soft.
Okay,
I see already he made a second on this lap so far. Jadwat is 9/10 down on this lap, so he made a mistake somewhere earlier in this lap. And James capitalizing on that. 1.5 seconds behind.
Tim Smith falling down the order to 10th position. I think that's an error. Losing 2 positions to Gunther and Jacobs. From 8th to 10th goes Tim Smith. Okay, James has got Jadwat in his sights. That gap now down to 1.2 seconds. So James pushing like crazy.
He's got to push now. He's on the soft tyres. Wonder how it's going to last. I'm not sure how this track is on tyre wear. I see the gear also making a move on Swan up in 5th.
Swanepoel's dropped right down. I think he's actually made an error somewhere. So McGee up into 5th position. Wow, that's impressive run here by Mike. And he soldiers on towards Bongi Mabida in 4th position. Wayne Watley's put a move in Holden-Jones for 11th position. He now goes after Tim Smith.
Slowly clawing his way back. Goes down to 14th stage. Last lap 1.4 seconds faster than Jadwat. Jacobs in 9th position, very close battle this between Gunther, Jacobs, Smith and Woodley. Now with Woodley. The hairpin turn 7.
Wesley Ferrantz put a move on Lindsay Ray for 16th position. 2 teammates swapping positions there. I think Kerry Crawford's actually passed them both. Crawford now up into 15th position. That's him in the distance in the Audi. We have this battle between Holden-Jones and Lopesha for 12th position. Loebscher finding some great pace here at Sebring, improving all the time. Took a leave of absence from the Road America round, but he's back here for Sebring. Doing very well in the Porsche.
It's got a very similar color scheme to Dodge and Gut racing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Followed by Jacobs down the start-finish line. This is the battle for 8th. Jacobs looking up the inside, but not going to get an opportunity this time round. Judd Watt, I think he's made a mistake on track. And James very close to him now.
Oh, he's made a mistake.
Oh,
What? Werner, I think that's on you, man. Oh, he's dropped a good, a chunk of time to Judd Watt.
he lost 2 seconds there. I thought Judd Watt made the mistake, but I see then how James went off.
We've got this lovely train happening here. I'm going to call it the Gunther train. And he's got all the action kicking off behind him.
Wortley is going to try to make a move. Smith goes a bit wide and he makes it stick. This is behind Jacobs now, so Wortley moving up one position to 10th. Looks like he's going to try to make a move back, but he does not this time.
Oh, he's gone off.
Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther's gone off. Yeah, he will rejoin behind Tim Smith, so he drops down to 11th position. 10th now. As Heineke makes a mistake, I think. Yes, Heineke's dropped back. Heineke will rejoin behind Hodgson.
Geldnys making the move on Gunther, and he does make it stick. Moves up to 10th. So Gunther losing a couple of positions on this lap.
Not a great round for Dodge and Gut Racing here at Sebring. Normally see them right up there in the top 6 or so. Squabbling back here, trying to find make up time and positions. And first up for Gunther is Holden-Jones in 10th position in the other BMW. Shane Loebscher right there in the thick of it too in the Porsche. So a great train this has developed into. Makes for some great racing.
So it's Geldnys, Gunther, Loebscher and Hodgson. And Heineke in the background. Geldnys on the softs. He's got to make a move to get through this pack of weak cars on mediums. James knew best sector one time. So you have James is fastest through the first sector, Judd Watt fastest through the second sector, and Wortley fastest through the third sector. So we see Jacobs now going wide around the last turn. James has dropped back 3.6 seconds behind Judd Watt.
Yeah, I do suspect the soft tyres are starting to go off now.
He lost 9/10 on his last lap. So yeah, that's a possibility. I think he's probably losing time to his softs. That's going to start counting against Wortley as well, running in 8th position also in the softs.
Oh, no contact.
Holden-Jones and Gunther. The Lopes are looking to make a move, and Hodgson behind him.
See, Hodgson with a slight area, then Heineke through to 13th. At turn 16, the second last corner.
Oh, Hodgson in the back,
Hey.
spinning out. Oh, he's trying to regain that position from Heineke, and then he went off just at the entry to turn 17. And with Holden-Jones now running in 10th position, he's chasing down Smith.
Hey, there's a mistake from Lopsha. He goes around, turned around, you rejoin. Just loses the position to Heineke. It's not too bad.
Looking at Jacobs now, Wortley behind him, the other GTR. Wortley already back up to 8th, so making up 6 positions since that mistake he's made. And he seems to be making a move on Jacobs here. Very difficult part of the track to overtake. Left-handed turn 60. Now this is a crucial part to get good drive onto the back straight. It's quite close enough this time.
Wortley saw that Gustav went wide there, tried to run up the inside, but the Audi had a better drive out of the corner and got the position back. So this is the battle for 7th position. Wayne was up into, I think it was 3rd at the start, but dropped back after an error. He's fought his way back to 8th position from, I think, 13th, I think he was in.
It was 14th.
14th, yeah.
So, Jacobs doing well. He started on 12th. These drivers are quite a distance back from the leaders already. 35-second gap. Only 12 racing laps, so they're losing an average of 3 seconds a lap to our race leader, Judd Watt. Wortley with good drive now, coming out of the hairpin. It's going to be a tricky overtake this. Oh, not quite going for it. simply can't seem to get the drive that he needs out of turn 16 onto the back straight. I think the Audi is just carrying more speed. Okay, now coming into the sweeping.
Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, sideways.
Puts it together.
Nice drift. 9.5 for me. So lost a bit of time there to Jacobs. After that, you're flirting with the white line into turn 1 on the edge. And yeah, so he's dropped about half a cent. Heineke has now put a move on Gunther. So Gunther trying to go back at him. Oh, he's losing it. Who's that? That's Heineke. Sideways action. I think we're just starting to see the tires fall off now.
They're both on mediums, Heineke and Gunther. Holden is stint, he's running on softs.
Gunther's now got a run on Heineke down the back straight in the slipstream. Oh, he sort of hit the rev limiter there, I think. Yeah, he backed off. Interesting tactic there by Gunther. Maybe a good run out of this corner. Perhaps always battling through that corner. Wow, that car is not happy through there. Definitely not.
We saw the same with his teammate Hodgson. So in the BMW struggling around turn 17.
He's run wide as Calvin Nace, and Heineke had a look, but not quite close enough to him. Jad Watt's now got a 6-second lead to James at the front.
His last lap a half a second faster than James. As we look now at Gelderna's, Heineke right behind him. I see Gelderna's times haven't really slowed down significantly, so the softs still keeping up to the pace.
See, James has taken 2/10 out of Jad Watt, that last sector, I think it was. Now it's 3/10. Okay, back to 2/10 now. So James trying to claw back as much as he can. But I wouldn't be surprised if the softs are starting to give up now on their big Nissan. Gunther now back on terms with Heineke. It's right with him.
Holden is going to the inside down the back straight. I see McGear in the pits. McGear was on soft tires. He might be going for a 2-stop race. And Jacobs having a scrap for 6th place. McGear it into the pits from 5th.
Wortley's now got to run on Jacobs around the outside. It'll be brave if Wortley can put it. Oh, he's done it. So around the outside goes Wortley. And he is now up into 6th position. He's got Carl Swanepoel up the road in 5th position. Wortley pulls the gap immediately.
Gear exits in 16th.
He's got a bit of clean air as well, which is valuable at this stage of the race, especially when you pit this early. And he'll be doing qualifying laps now as much as he can, enjoying this clean air where his rivals are possibly in traffic at the moment.
He did switch to mediums now, so he might just go to the end of the race.
Okay, interesting ploy here by Mark McGeer coming in earlier. And see, Nick Hodgson has fallen back now, and McGeer will be right with him.
Hodgson lost 8 seconds on this lap, so he made a big mistake somewhere in the infield section of the track. And that's McGeer right behind him.
Jadwat now enjoying a over 7-second lead back to James.
Our top 4 drivers, Jadwat, James, Olifant, Mabida, separated by only 15 seconds. Then there's a big 25-second gap from 4th to 5th. I see Wortley made a move on Swanepoel. No, Swanepoel's not in the pits. Looks like Swanepoel made a mistake. He lost 6 seconds down on his delta on this lap. So losing that 5th position to Wortley.
Wortley's mad on a mission after that error early on. What a recovery by him.
Wortley really making a move now. 2 tenths down on his delta on this lap. But that soft tyre is still working for him. personal best lap by Olifant 201.674. I see Bongi Mabida is lapping quite similar lap times to Olifant, staying just under 3 seconds behind Olifant. Mabida in 4th.
McGear's past Hodgson. Looks like there might have been an error by Hodgson, but seeing how big the gap is already.
Yeah, I lost 4 seconds down on this lap. Mabida in 4th, he started in 5th, so he made 1 position, and he's staying just under 3 seconds behind Olifant. His best lap at 201.484. Now his best lap 201.6. But Bongi Mabida does have a faster personal best lap. I see Hodgson making a mistake again at the back of the field, losing another 5 seconds.
He's starting to fall into the clutches of Nazim Edwards. The Reaper Ghostworks Audi, and he's bringing along Wesley Ferrand to the party in the Lamborghini. So that battle developing nicely so far. But unfortunately, the rest of the field is nicely spread out, except for the Holden-Jones Gunther battle. So a 9th position.
Holden-Jones in 9th, he started in 14th, so making up 5 places. Gunther starting in 10th, currently running in 10th. Lobsha in 11th, really impressive. He started in 17th, he's up to 11th. Watching Holden-Jones' lap times. Oh, Gunther really using all of the track and trying to get a drive out of the turn 16 to get a good drive on the back straight. He does have a toe behind Holden-Jones. Holden-Jones moving to the inside. Side by side as we go into the last turn.
He's got him easily. Actually, Holden-Jones falls back behind Shane Lobsha as well.
Holden-Jones into the pits. He dived into the pits there.
That's possibly why he did that. So he had a clean run into the pits and did not get collected by these 2 drivers. So intelligent driving there by Peter Holden-Jones.
Chris Heenop losing 9 seconds on this lap. So he made a mistake. He's down to 13th, being passed by Lindsay Ray.
Another mistake there. Around goes Heenop, half spin, but that allows Mark McGeer to slip past into 13th. Oof, that was close.
I think he has a problem. He's going very slow, Heenop. He is picking up speed now. Hodgson also passed Heenop. Here we see Hodgson 14th. Jacobs behind Swanepoel. This is the battle for 6th place. Jacobs up from starting in 12th. Geldenhuis coming out the pits in 18th position. He went in to the pits in 11th, so losing 7 places. McGeer, Geldenhuis and Rocky making stops. Rocky made his stop on the 2nd lap to repair damage. And we got Jacobs into the pits from 7th position. I see that gap out in front. Judd Watt more than 10 seconds ahead of James now.
Mark McGeer is going to get past Jacobs here. Mark McGeer, of course, having done the pit stop already.
Heenop into the pits as well.
McGeer's got some clean air to Lindsay Ray. Although it's only about 2.5 seconds. Okay, James into the pits. And he'll be hoping to rejoin in clean air. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out now. Boggy Mambida also in. Yeah.
Gert James entered from 2nd, Mabila from 4th. I see Wayne Wortley coming around turn 17 now. Kyle Swanepoel on the back straight. Wayne Wortley coming down the start-finish line now. So Wortley diving into the pits as well. Swanepoel coming around now. Gert James has started moving. Well, I think Swanepoel is going to get him. We see Bongi Mabida, and there comes Swanepoel. Passing Gert James. So Gert James, he exits 4th, losing 2 positions.
There's in clean air as well, which is the 2's advantage. I think Mabida's closed the gap to James there by quite a margin. Look at that.
I see James has stopped 48 seconds in the pit lane. Mabida only 43, so Mabida making up 5 seconds on James just in the pit stops.
Interesting. What tires is Gert on now, Werner? Can you see that?
Gert is again on softs.
On the softs again. Okay, interesting. Now will we see Judd Watt? Will we see Judd Watt react to what James has done now? Or will he stay out much longer? Of course, Judd Watt on the medium tire. So theoretically, he should be able to stay out much longer than what James did.
Okay, we are halfway race distance. So Gert James did half the race in soft, so he can go all the way to the finish. Judd Watt in the pits now. And he was he's 16 seconds ahead of Willifant running in 2nd. Swanepoel is 53 seconds behind Judd Watt as he enters. Willifant goes into the lead. We see Jadwat starting to move now. Swanepoel running in third. He's only entering turn 17 now, so Jadwat's going to easily go into second position. He's 21 seconds behind Willifant, so when Willifant stops, Jadwat will retake the lead.
James is falling right back from Jadwat. It's a massive gap now. So that was a long stop there for James.
I see Jadwat and Mabida both 43 seconds in the pits. James losing 5 seconds, 48. I wonder, okay, no, Jadwat, he probably also changed tyres. He's still on mediums. I don't think he stayed on the same set of mediums. Crawford into the pits. He entered from 8th. Okay, so Willifant, Swanepoel, Gunther, Loubser, Hodgson and Edwards still have to stop. Willifant leading the race. I think when he makes his stop, it's going to be very close between Swanepoel, James, Mabida and Willifant. We're going to see a good battle for third position. Willifant's still staying out.
Is Willifant on the medium tyre, Werner?
Yes.
Because he is 1-4 just coming to stop and then taking off straight away. Just a bit of a splash and dash, so we might see this again from Leslie. Okay, Crawford is retired from the race, disconnected from the server, unfortunately. So that will allow Lindsay Ray up into 16th, of course Baraki to 17th. Oh, yeah, Lindsay Ray to 15th, Baraki to 16th, and so on. But Willifant lapping well. He's just 3/10 off his best delta time, so those tyres are holding up nicely for Leslie Willifant. So I think I do suspect if we see him, we might just see him in for a splash and dash and leave those same set of tyres on, which will certainly make for an interesting race towards the end. Shane Loubser pits from 7th position after a good run for him.
Willifant is going to run into some traffic in about 4 or 5 laps time. He's got Heenop, Baraki and Lindsay Ray ahead of him. Jadwat is a lot of clean air. Loubser in the pits. And he exits in 13th. Followed by James. James on the inside going into turn 17 and he's going to get it quite easily. Swanepoel still to stop. Mabida is catching up to Swanepoel very fast. He's lapping, averaging a second a lap faster than Swanepoel. Swanepoel is going to have that Porsche of Mabida behind him in his second. Hodgson overtaking Edwards. Edwards is in the pits. He entered from 10th. So still to stop are the two Dodge and Cut cars, Gunther and Hodgson, running in 6th and 10th, and then Swanepoel in 4th and a race leader Elephant. I see Mabida right up behind Swanepoel now. That's the battle for 3rd. Sorry, 4th. Oh, Swanepoel drifting wide. This might just give Mabida a chance back the start-finish line. Just wide. Very consistent with his lap times. Oh, Swanepoel drifting a bit wide.
Cheeky look there by Mabida up the inside, but started to opt out of it. Just trying to unsettle Swanepoel, forcing him into an error.
Coming into the hairpin, I think he's going to get him. Yes, Swanepoel moves to the side. Bongi Mabida moving up to 4th position.
Flashing his lights in celebration, Werner. I think that's for you and me, Werner.
Yeah, he knew the camera was on him.
Could be. Obviously enjoying his race. And,
as I was saying, he's got fantastic consistency. Him and Bashir Jadwat having the best consistency of all the drivers on the track. I see Leslie Willifant as well.
Now, Olifant's lost about 2 seconds after the last 2 laps or so. So, I'm not sure what Olifant's strategy is yet, but if I was him, I would think about coming in now. It's perhaps a bit too late though. If he's to pit now, he's probably going to come up behind Olifant. Behind Jadwat. Possibly James is... well, no, James is right back. He's 17 seconds behind Jadwat.
Olifant, I think, is definitely going to be behind Jadwat. His battle is with James at this stage. I think if he pits now, it's going to be very close. Might just be ahead of James. James putting in good times. 2 minutes 04. He's just put in his personal best lap. 2 minutes 0.483.
He's possibly trying to respond to Olifant's strategy. About to have a 10th position between Hodgson and Smith. Smith's going to run on Hodgson down the back straight. He's probably going to have a go at the end of it. There we go. Oh, he's going to run him against the wall. Cheeky.
Hodgson making it very difficult.
But Smith, he's got the inside line. He's got the drive.
Hodgson not giving an inch here, still not over. See Smith. Is he going to dive up on the inside? Wisely backing out on it now.
Mark McGear has retired from the race. Oh, that's terrible. It's such a good run for Mark McGear in the M2 Racing Nissan. Fortunately, that's the end of it for him. See if he can get back on the server, but yeah, another retirement. He will join Crawford as the 2 retirees. But yeah, Olifant now has lost another 2 seconds to Jadwat.
McGear was running in 8th when he retired.
Oh, there's a mistake there, Hodgson.
Hodgson not having the best race of his sim racing career today. Willie starting to run into some traffic now. He's behind Barocchi. Jadwat not quite managing to get the lap times he had before his pit stop. His last lap 202.039 and he's already a second down on his delta on this lap.
Because he had a really quick pit stop earlier. I wonder if he did in fact change his tyres. Surely he did, but maybe he didn't. I'm not sure. But seeing he's so far down his delta, let's see what he can do this lap.
It wouldn't really make sense to go for the splash and dash and stop in the middle of the race. Leslie Willifant he usually does the splash and dash and just stop at the end for a quick refill.
Jadwat again, 3/10 down his best delta time. Jadwat now coming into some traffic. Got a train of cars in front of him.
It's Ferrand, Edwards, Lindsay, Ray and Heineke. Jadwat's last lap 2 minutes 0.8, so he is picking up the pace now. Hodgson in the pits. He entered the pits from 10th. He's going to exit. Oh, a lot of traffic coming down the start-finish line. He is in 15th. He's going to lose more positions, 16th. That's Ferrand on his inside going past as well, so Hodgson in 17th. Also, again on soft tyres. Okay, so Gunther, Swanepoel and Willifant still have to stop. Willifant running in first, Swanepoel in 4th and Gunther in 6th. Gunther in the pits.
2 tyres off the ground there for Judd Watt. He's clipping the curb.
He's lapping front.
Oh, is Dodge and got BMW off in the distance there?
I think that may be a disconnect.
It would well be.
Oh, no. He's still on track. He's still racing his hearts and going very wide.
This way, Nick.
Swanepoel diving. No, he's not diving to the pits. Oh, he is.
Yes, he is,
there
yeah.
he goes. And past goes Medida. 4th. There goes Wortley past Swanepoel into 5th position. Now Jacobs is in 7th, but I think he's too far behind. Might not be. He's going into the last turn now. There we see him in the background. It's going to be very close.
I think Jacobs should just get this. Yeah, he's going to get him easily.
Yep, he's going to get him. Oh!
There's Jacobs pushing the limits of the track to the absolute limits.
Limits of the pits.
Yeah. Oh.
So Swanepoel exits in 7th, again on soft tyres. So we have James, Wortley, Swanepoel, Gunther and Geldnys on softs. Now Olifant, the only driver still to stop. Jason, what will the typical penalty be for overtaking on the pace lap? Is it a time penalty?
Yeah, it would be a 30-second penalty if Judd Watt and Olifant are. Yeah, it looked like they jumped the start, but I first want to have a look and see how he had jumped, if he actually sped up at the right point. That's another question that needs to be answered.
Yeah, if he made a mistake and maybe went off track that we missed, but I don't think
that's also possible. Yeah, so I'm just letting the race go to the end, and then I'll spend a bit of time tomorrow just reviewing what happened. Yeah, but normally there's meant to be no passing before the start-finish line, and Judd Watt and Olifant did pass James before that. Yeah, but that'll be all reviewed, and if penalties need to be handed out, there will be. But for now, this is the race as it is.
Judd Watt's currently 21 seconds ahead of James, so if he can extend that by another 9 seconds, he can still win the race, provided that Olifant pits now and Judd Watt takes the lead. Even if he gets that penalty.
Yeah, that's another thing to be worked out, yeah. But normally it is a 30-second penalty for sort of a misdemeanor, something against the rules that I think would come into play. But yeah, if Judd Watt can extend the gap to over 30 seconds, then the penalty won't matter too much. That's if Judd Watt is found guilty, of course. Same thing for Olifant.
Gunther on the soft tyres, 8/10 down on his delta. He's really picking up the pace. He's 8 seconds behind Swanepoel, so he could catch up to Swanepoel. He's lapping half a second faster than Swanepoel on average. New personal best laps for Geldenhuys and Hodgson as well.
The two Reaper Ghost Works Audis. Difficult race this evening for them. It's still growing strong. They're down in 13th and 14th positions respectively. The field is fanned out somewhat, unfortunately for us. Perhaps we're going to see some action still in these remaining 10 laps. See Swanepoel starting to close the gap to Jacobs. Gap down to 9/10 of a second. Should drive here for Carl. He's going to hit his man.
Side by side all the way. Up the inside, hard on the brakes, and he's going to get him. Good job. Into the race, 36 laps done, 8 laps remaining. See Ferrand made a move on Lindsay Ray for 15th. And Ferrand now closing in on Heenop. Less than a second behind Heenop. Big battle here for 13th. It's Edwards, Heenop, Ferrand, Lindsay Ray. Separated by less than 5 seconds.
Olifan's doing himself no favors by staying out like a strong. He's The gap to James is around 34 seconds. Now it's down to 24. So he's in danger of losing that third position as well. And he will be coming under pressure from Mabida now in fourth position too. So yeah, Oliphant is staying out a bit too long for my liking.
I see the gap still as 34. I think you're seeing the gap to Jadwat, between Jadwat and James.
Yes, it is. Okay, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Quite right. Yeah. Okay, so the gap's still about the same.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how much time he's going to lose. I think it's around about the 30-second mark. So it's going to be close.
Perhaps he knows that James is on the soft tire and is waiting for the soft tires to fall off. And then he'll come in. Who knows?
Oliphant's last lap is 2 minutes 01.994 and James 2 minutes 02.9, so he took a second out of James on that last lap.
Oh, we got a bit of lag there. Who's that? That is Heineke. I think he had a bit of a lag spark and dropped back to behind Ferrand and then pushed him. Oh, here comes the Nissan. Who's that?
There was contact.
It's James.
Wow. Ferrand, Heineke, and James now. James lost 2 seconds there.
Yeah, you had to take avoiding action there to miss the, I think, the Lamborghini.
There we see Heineke in the background struggling as well. And yeah, I think it was Heineke and Ferrand that came together there.
Yeah. It looked like a lag spike by Chris Heineke. He fell back behind Ferrand. And then I think while the sort of spark was trying to correct itself, he sort of lag bumped Ferrand and around he went.
This is the ideal time for Oliphant to make his stop now, since James lost 2.5 seconds.
Let's see if he comes in now. Perhaps he's watching that gap. No, stays out. You can see Jadwat in the distance there. Of course, for that, if Jadwat is to get a penalty now, that gap is 27.1 seconds. So Jadwat just needs to find another 2 seconds, 2.8 seconds or so, and the penalty won't really affect him anyway. So that's if he does receive a penalty, of course.
Ran 14th, he's being chased by Hudson. Hudson is lapping quite significantly faster than Lindsay Ray. 1.4 seconds on the last lap. He's only 8 tenths behind. Oliphant in the pits, this is going to be interesting. Okay. So Jadwat does pass him. Jadwat into the lead. James is coming down the back straight, halfway down the back straight now. Oliphant's going to have a very short stop. Just,
oh, wow.
oh, there he goes. He's going to get out easily in front of James. James are only coming on to start-finish line now. That is Oliphant 12 seconds ahead of James. James now 28 seconds behind Jadwat. If Jadwat can extend that by another 2 seconds, he is going to be more than 30 seconds ahead of James. And this is really fun behind Edwards. Edwards made a small mistake there. Getting past.
So cracking strategy from Leslie Oliphant, it must be said. I mean, that was a terribly quick pit stop. A nice net gain there on James. And finds himself in second position.
James lost 1.8 seconds on this lap. Made a mistake somewhere. Last thing he needs right now.
Oh, who's off there? Hodgson's having a terrible race. This will be a race to forget for him.
Yeah.
It's the kind of track that also punishes you if you ride the curbs too hard.
Hodgson losing 12 seconds on that lap. He did a 2:14.8. His best lap is not that bad. He did a 2:02.0. Struggling, I think it might be a setup thing for him. Coming off the curves, he seemed to be losing the back end. Jadwat now 30 seconds ahead of James, so he just broke that 30-second barrier. Gunther right up behind Jacobs now. This is for 7th. See some comments in the YouTube chat about that splash and dash strategy from Oliphant. It seems to be working. He's done it 3 times now this season. Oh, here we see Swanepoel, Jacobs, and Gunther down the back straight. Swanepoel made a mistake somewhere and might just lose 2 positions. He does.
Yes, he does.
And Gunther on the outside. It's going to be tight, and Gunther also making a move there. Jacobs now. Oh, still on. It's still on. Jacobs on the inside, down the start-finish line, side by side. Swanepoel in the background. He doesn't want to get left behind. On board now with Swanepoel. Gunther up the inside. Swanepoel taking his chance as well.
Wow,
And diving past. Great racing. Swanepoel trying to get...
another move! Oh, they're going to make contact.
That's Gunther. Oh,
yeah. Swanepoel moved across on him slightly there. Missed the apex. I'm surprised that hasn't investigated. It's investigated as well. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
If the guys feel they have been unfairly sort of passed or made contact with, they can submit an investigation request.
You might just have your hands full with investigations after this race.
Hopefully not. This is the final race of the GT series, or the South African simGT series split at least. We have the challenge split, the second split to this round, happening on Wednesday evening. To catch that race live here on YouTube on Wednesday evening from 8:30.
James losing 7 seconds on this lap. 207.2. This lap, and he's 36 seconds behind Judd Watt now.
And James is just 6.3 seconds ahead of this man, Bongi Mabida. But there is just 2.5 laps remaining, however. It's been a cracking drive here by Bongi Mabida this evening, must be said. Same can be said by Wayne Wortley. His recovery has been absolutely fantastic from 14th to 5th. Swanepoel's just had a good run except for that error in the last lap.
Jacobs less than 2 seconds behind Swanepoel. Jacobs started in 12th, running in 7th now. Swanepoel on the softs. He could be losing some time now. Swanepoel's last lap of 203.2. At Judd Watt as he passes some traffic. It's Loebscher in the Porsche. Judd Watt on the second last lap now.
We're just moving side to side after running wide at that last corner, getting some dirt on the tyres, just cleaning them up for the next corner. Nice attention to detail there by Bashir Jadwat. Of course, Jadwat won the South African Sim M2 Series Drivers Championship last week. And he will follow up that championship win by victory here at Sebring. And this will secure him second in the South African simGT Series Drivers Championship. Of course, behind Gabriel Rousseau, who won the championship 2 weeks ago. Not racing this evening, however, is Rousseau.
However, if it finishes like it is now, Leslie Oliphant will finish second in the championship behind
really?
Rousseau. Yeah,
Yes,
if I got my calculations right, Oliphant will be on 179 and Jadwat 177.
Okay.
Jacobs will finish 4th on 158 points. Wortley will finish in 5th on 155. Lindsay Ray 653 points. So it will be Rousseau, Oliphant, Jadwat, Jacobs, Wortley, Lindsay Ray. Pending investigation.
Investigation. Yes, let's say that for the moment. Well put.
Yeah, let's leave it at And looking at Jadwat on his last
It's
lap.
been an incredibly competitive season. I think it's been the closest that we've ever had it, and it's been fantastic to watch. And I've been very happy with the quality of the driving, and we look forward to more of the same in the 2018.1 season starting in the first week of February. Expect announcements about the new season with sort of over the next 3 weeks or so.
If I got the team points right, it's going to be Mixed Racing White, Ghost Works second, Icor Racing in third, and then Dodge and Gut Racing and RPM Sim Racing tied for fourth.
Oh wow.
And Jadwat comes around the last turn to win the final race of the simGT series. 29 of the laps, also the fastest lap of the race. Second position will be Leslie Oliphant, a full 27 seconds behind Jadwat. Gav James is going to finish in third. Started in pole position, second fastest lap of the race in 2 minutes 4. We got Baraki, Loubser and Edwards. They finished the race 11th, 12th and 13th. Bongi Mabida crossed the line in 4th. We're going to get Wayne Wortley around the last turn over the start finish line for 5th. Swanepoel is running in 6th, but I see Heenop is going to cross the line in 15th. Hudson will finish in 16th. Now we got Ferrand coming around the last turn. He will finish in 17th. As we look now at Swanepoel, he's running in 6th. He started in 6th position as well. He's going to bring his BMW home. Jacobs in 7th. Oh, such a close finish with Gunther right behind him, less than a second behind. Smith in 9th.
Celebratory burnouts here by Wayne Wortley. Having a bit of fun in the Nissan. Great to watch.
I see Gav James commenting the softs didn't work. Also going for a burnout.
Well, that concludes the South African simGT series here at SimRace South Africa. We still have that challenge split for this round happening on Wednesday evening from 8:30 on YouTube Live. But Werner, thank you very much for joining me. It's been a fantastic season, and yeah, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Jason. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And once again, congratulations to Gabriel Rousseau for winning the overall Drivers' Championship in South African simGT, and to Mixed Racing White for clinching the Teams Championship. Congratulations to that team. Well, until Wednesday evening at 8:30, thank you very much for joining me. And until then, all the best.
Cheers.